Let me also just bring in Hanif Sufizada. He is, I believe, a former Afghan government official who managed to evacuate, and he's joining us now on the show. Thank you, Hanif, for joining us. You described the harrowing experience you had in attempting to leave Afghanistan, something which many Afghans are going through. Tell us a little bit about that, and also about now this idea that the Taliban is saying, oh, it's safe to stay for people like yourself. There's no, we shouldn't have a brain drain. Everything's going to be fine.
Well, thank you very much for having me tonight. It was a very fear-filled journey, a 5-day fear-filled journey from Kabul all the way to Omaha, Nebraska, here in the United States. The situation was very chaotic, and when I went to inside the airport, first I was not able to get into the airport because there was a lot of traffic and there was a lot of high-ranking officials. It was the first day when President Ashraf Ghani left the country, and the whole government was in doldrum. Nobody knew what to do next, so everybody was trying to flee the country. So I was lucky to be amongst the first group of people who entered the premises of the airport. When I entered the airport, then I saw that, okay, there's another chaos going on there. So there were no seats or no civilian airplanes. Everybody was waiting for somehow to get out of the country. Even the high-ranking officials were unseated from their airplanes.
Oh, I see. So you could see all these high-ranking officials trying to flee, while you were there, but they didn't have a seat. I mean.
Yeah, they didn't have a seat even. I saw the minister, the home minister, the interior minister was just running with me here and there, looking for an evacuation by the Americans. I don't know whether he made it or not because we lost each other at the end of the day, but it was very difficult night. When I entered the area, there were also some Indians and some Africans and some other nationalities with me, even one German boy, and there was another German girl and a British girl. But because there was mob and there was confusion, the American Marines were not able to discern who is who. They could not differentiate.
Right.
So they were commanded not to let anybody in. So that was the sort of the confusion we were caught up. And on the other hand, outside there were Taliban. We could not go out. Inside there were gunshots. So there was a lot of fear, and that was sort of confusion that we were caught in. And then on the other hand, we were not able to find food or water to drink or bathroom to go in. That was another tricky situation. But we survived, and we held our nerves high. We said that I think this is the time this is a time of patience and perseverance that we have to undergo. And then finally, we had to beg the American Marines that please let us go in because we are not a part of the mob. We are people who were living in the United States. So I was a green card holder and others were other nationalities. But still, as they were telling us, okay, we will help you out. But it was mob who was not letting them even to help us. So that was the situation we were caught in. But finally, we were lucky enough to finally convince one of the Marines so that they can take us. And it was after more than 28 hours that we finally made it to go to the we call it Gate 9.
Right, and you first went to Doha, is it? And then
yes, we went to Doha, Qatar, and from there after 2 days, then we went to Kuwait, and from Kuwait we come to Washington D.C.
Okay, but let me ask you, Hanif, what I asked you at the outset, that why did you feel the need to leave? Were these assurances by the Taliban not convincing? That, look, you can stay, it's safe, there's an amnesty to everyone who worked in the government?
Well, there is a general amnesty announced by them, but I'm just hearing news that they're still threatening people because of their past experience or their past work with the Afghan government, or especially with the U.S. government. Since I work with a U.S. university in Afghanistan, and I was really feeling threatened, and I was fearing for my life and those are for my family members. So
sure.
I said that this is the right time to leave the country. If you're caught up and stay late, then things will change and I may not be able to get out. But
Okay.
there was always the urgency to leave as soon as possible because of the past experience we had with Taliban.